Let's talk a little bit about groups and how you decide whether you should take a group or not and at what rate and how many rooms. Well, there's a variety of different types of what I will call non-yieldable business. What I mean by that is we negotiate these rates with these organizations ahead of time, and so we can't necessarily be changing the prices on them. So it's very important that we make that decision correctly. So we've got groups, and depending on what part of the world you're in, so in the U.S. we'll talk about SMERF, so social, meeting, educational, religious, fraternal. Other parts of the world, they'll talk about MICE, so meetings, incentives, conventions, and exhibitions. But we got different types of groups, small ones and large ones coming to our hotel. We might have volume accounts from different corporations where they provide us with a certain number of rooms per year, and in return they want some kind of a good price. We have tour operators. You'll particularly see this with resort hotels, and they'll give us a certain number of rooms, but again, they want a certain lower price. And then we'll also have airline crews. And all of these are done through negotiation. That's how the prices are set up. So it's very important that you have a good idea of what those prices should be. And so a lot of the commercial revenue management systems out there, they've got group in it, but you've got to be careful about how they're taking it into account. They're going to help you with making a decision on should you take it or should you not. But you also need to be looking at things like how many people are going to actually show up? What about the forecasting? All these different sorts of things. And we're evaluating a group or a tour operator or a volume account. We have to kind of look at how much are we going to get from them, not only just the rooms revenue, but we want to be talking about how much revenue are we getting from food and beverage, from meeting space rental, and not just revenue, the contribution, because each of those different revenue streams has got a different margin to it. So we want to be looking at the cost associated with it, because if we bring in a group, they want a cheaper price, they're probably going to be displacing some of our transient customers who might be paying a higher price. So we've got to look at this displacement, but we also need to be looking at how much revenue or contribution we're going to be getting from this group. And there's basically two types of decisions. One is, should you say yes or should you say no? And if you say yes, what's the rate that you're going to be offering them? And how does this fit in with the rest of your revenue management system? But we'll talk about these in our future videos.